Thank you. Good afternoon, honorable members. Welcome to the sitting of today, Tuesday, the 21st day of March, 2023 at 2:30 p.m. Our clerk confirmed that we have the requisite quorum to transact today's business.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the House is not quorate.
There being no quorum to commence the business of the day, I direct that pursuant to Standing Order 36, the quorum bell be rung for an initial 10 minutes or until such a time that a quorum shall be achieved.
Mr. Speaker, sir, quorum is now present.
Quorum having been confirmed, we proceed with the business of the day. Clerk, first order.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
No communication from the chair.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, statements. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a statement response by Honorable Paul Ngeshiwambaire, the chairperson, Committee on Health Services.
Honorable Paul Geche.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There is a response statement on the status of sanitation of public toilet. Across the county, especially in Mairoinya area, as well as solid management of the garbage collection in the county. Mr. Speaker, this statement was sought by Honorable Milko Ajiro Jango. It is on 20th day
Mr.
of
Speaker,
October,
sir.
2022.
Mr. Speaker,
And
point of order.
Mr. Speaker,
What is it, Honorable Madhu, member for Merangine?
Maybe, Chair, I think as a matter of precedence, whenever the seeker of the motion seeks the motion, he or she is supposed to be in the house. Or if we don't have even maybe we need to introduce the virtual.
What is the information, Honorable Mbugu?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as much that it would allow the seeker of the motion or rather the statement to be in the House, once the motion or rather the statement has been tabled on the floor of this Honorable House, it automatically becomes the property of the House, but not an individual member or a committee, Honorable Speaker. So therefore, Mr. Speaker, we may not go follow that route because in the morning the member was present, the majority leader read the program of the day and the weekly program, Mr. Speaker. So in her absence, Mr. Speaker, it shows that she knows that he has an obligation, Mr. Speaker, for the people of Crater. But as much, Mr. Speaker, we may be able to proceed. Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, member. Yes, what is it, Honorable Matimo?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I remember there was a ruling in this House about the same by the Chair and the Speaker of our very assembly, that once a statement is sought, whether that particular member is in the House or not, the business has to be transacted because we cannot keep on pending issues. Mr. Speaker, sir, the issue at hand, I'm not standing in for Honorable Geshe, but this is the second time that he has been in the floor, and we tend to adjourn him doing the same. I would request that as a House, we remain and we stand with what was ruled, and we allow the member and the chairman held to continue and finish the business today. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, I concur.
Very well. So we proceed with the response from Honorable Paul Geche-Wabaide, Chair, Committee on Health Services, and member for KPP. Proceed, Honorable
Thank
member.
you, Chair. As I proceed, Chair, this morning I was in conversation with the seed member. At exactly 2:20, she sent me a message and told me now to proceed. She will forward to the RATA on response. Mr. Speaker, there is that particular statement was sought on 20th day of October 2022. And Mr. Speaker, the areas of concern, I will not read verbatim, but he raised like 5 issues. The status of public toilets across the county. On this one, she wanted to know the number of public toilets, operational and non-operational across the county. B, whether every town in the county has a public toilet. C, whether there is any revenue raised from the toilets, from the public toilets. D, the challenge the department is facing that hinder their performance on matters sanitation. On Roman 2, she wanted to know about the surge of garbage collection in the towns and centers across county. 3, whether there are policy guidelines on management solid waste. 4, the status the county garbage collection points at long-term plan on solid management within the county. And 5, the status of Maironia public toilet in terms of operation, management, and sanitation. Mr. Speaker, the committee is mandated to do so, and the membership is as comprised there, Mr. Speaker, on page 8. We have terms TOF, Mr. Speaker. We wrote to the Nyandarua County Government Department of Health Services seeking information as requested by Honorable Milka Wajiri Durango. 2, we were to scrutinize the response submitted by the department. 3, we were to conduct a site visit to Maironia public toilet and dump site to oversee on its status. 4, we were to submit to the House a report on analysis of the statement as well as recommendation for further action. Mr. Speaker, we acknowledge the Committee on Health Services, one of the sectoral committee with a very critical role in this county. I appreciate the honorable members for rigorously executing their mandate of representation and oversight. I also wish to thank the office and your office and that of the clerk for facilitating the committee and offering the relevant technical expertise. Now, Mr. Speaker, it's my pressure duty on behalf of the committee to present this statement response to the House for adoption. Mr. Speaker, on question A, the number of public toilet operation and non-operation across the county. On this matter, the department has responded as follows. The Department of Health has an oversight role to ensure compliance with Public Health Act in all the public toilets. The record for the same are as follows. This, Mr. Speaker, it is done on according to sub-county. Like now, Daragwa, we have 5 operational, one non-operational. So in Daragwa, we have a total of six toilets. For Jororok, we have a total of 14, 11 are operational, 3 are not operational. Orkara, we have 12 operational, 5 non-operational. In Kipipiri, we have a total of 16 toilets, 11 operational, 5 non-operational. Kinagop, we have 15 operational, 7 not operational. So in total, the entire county, we have 54 operational toilets, and operational are 21. This is totaling to 75 toilets. Question B, whether every town in the county has a public toilet. Only a few. No, the answer is no. Only a few trading centers have at least one public toilet, and among them, 21 per toilet are not functional. Even where public toilets exist, they are inadequate in terms of numbers. The question on part C of Roman 1, whether there is any revenue raised from the public toilets, the department responded as, according to the record in our department, only Miharati Trading Center toilet generates revenue. On question D, the challenges the department is facing in connection to the hindrance to the provision of sanitation. Mr. Speaker, on this matter, the department responded as follows. Although significant progress has been achieved since devolution, the following challenges still exist. A lack of county-specific legal tools to guide on hygiene and sanitation issue. Roman 2, confusion among stakeholder department as to where the public toilets belong, resulting to unclear mandates and neglect on public toilets. Roman 3, waste water management is a function of the water department, but it is left to the health department, and therefore consume resources meant for solid waste management. Roman 4, the health department plays both the oversight, that is regulation, and the implementation rules in solid waste management. Roman 5, limited public-private partnership in solid waste and sanitation in implementing the function. Roman 6, shortage of staff to provide advocacy, supervision, and enforcement of sanitation issues. Roman 7, delay in the operationalization of disposal sites within sub-counties, leading to long travel disposed solid waste to Karau. A lot of man-hours are lost in increased tear and wear for vehicles, evidenced by constant breakdowns and repair, and huge fuel consumption for waste transportation, resulting to inefficiency of the entire system. Roman 8, inadequate number of street sweepers or cashew with the current establishment. Only 26% of the required number is available. Some of the workers cover more than one trading center, and we have many trading centers with no cleaner. Number 9, inadequate funding leading to inadequate waste, transportation fuels, inadequate working tools, personal protection equipment, PEPs, address cashew engagement. 10, sharing of solid waste cashews without advantage such as agriculture, trade and finance. 11, impossible feeder loads complicate waste collection and transportation, especially during the wet season. 12, suboptimal political support and goodwill, especially in the operationalization of the disposal sites and the setting up of efficient solid waste management system. 13, lack of right to install solid waste management infrastructure within the urban and the peri-urban, for example, the holding areas where initial sorting can be done. The current waste holding grounds are load reserves. 14, physical plans are lacking or have not been implemented within the trading centers, which compounds waste collection and management due to lack of service and sanitary drains. 15, irresponsible, indiscriminate behavior and uninvolvement of waste generators in solid waste management plants and principles. 16, inadequate number of refuse collection vehicles. The department has only 3 out of the required vehicles. 2 of the vehicles have more than 1 sub-county. The 3 vehicles are more than 7 years old. All the trading centers lack sound sewerage system, and wastewater is released into the open drains and then into the water bodies, which is a major public health threat. Question E, the schedule of garbage collection in towns and trading centers across the county. We have 3 refuse vehicles out of 6 needed at the minimum. Each vehicle is intended to serve at least 1 sub-county, but currently refuse vehicles serve more than 1 sub-county, and the single vehicle for Kinangop is hardly enough because at the minimum 2 are required. At 0.65 kg per capita, our county produces about 455 tons of solid waste per day, of which 65 tons is in urban centers because it is documented that 15% of our population reside in the local urban centers. However, our current refuse collection vehicles are only able to collect 21 tons at 7 tons each day per refuse vehicle, and the rest, 44 tons, is left uncollected. Roman 3, schedules only cover trading center with high waste generation, where for small trading centers, the consideration is on need basis. All the refuse vehicles operate on quarterly work schedules, which is adhered to unless there is a crisis that needs reprogramming. See the attached schedules. So, Mr. Speaker, we have the schedules, and on question F, availability of policy guidelines on solid waste management. Mr. Speaker, sir, on this matter, the department responds as follows. The county lacks a county-specific policy on waste management, but capitalizes on the existing national legislations on waste management and sanitation. The Department of Health Services formulated a solid waste management policy in 2015, but it is still a draft up to today. The policy was forwarded to the legal department to be subjected to the other steps of policy development. However, the Department of Health has a tailor-made solid management system that implements and gives the necessary feedback. Question G, the status of garbage collection points and long-term plans on solid waste management within the county. Mr. Speaker, sir, on this matter, the department is reported as follows. The department has a holding grounds and disposal site. 1, solid waste is temporarily held at waste holding grounds or chambers where they exist before being transported to the disposal sites. Majority of the holding grounds are along the streets, roads, or private lands, as there is no land left for solid waste infrastructure within our urban centers. 2, waste accumulates after being caused by inadequate number of waste loading staffs, an inadequate number of refuse vehicles. It is blown back by the wind to the streets. Stray animals like donkeys, cattle, dogs also burrow at the waste heaps, scatter it, together with the ensuing decomposition being responsible for the resulting nuisances. Waste accumulation becomes a good breeding ground for diseases, vectors, and loadeds. 3, the current disposal site that is in use requires surveying and clear demarcation, fencing, and provision of required amenity for efficient management. Long-term plans. The vision of the department is to make Nyandarua a benchmark county in solid waste management and sanitation in the pursuit of promoting primary health care, which includes preventive and promotive health. This will happen by sealing the above-mentioned gaps and challenges. Now, Mr. Speaker, I draw your attention to the committee observation. The committee conducted a site visit to Mairoinya public toilet at the site on 20th February 2023 to oversee on status in terms of its daily operation, its management, and levels of sanitation. The following observations were made at Mairoinya public toilet. A, it is in an inhabitable pit latrine with no doors. B, the toilet has no individual manning it, making it messy and fit for human use. C, the toilet has entrance from 2 sides, hence difficult to monitor visitors for payments. D, it has no water supply. E, it is direct opposite to the dump site, hence a lot of waste products were brought to its end. F, the community is ready to adopt the toilet if habitable. The committee that an additional bit of quantities complete to Mairoinya public toilet had been prepared to fast track the process of it handing over. The community requested for completion of the toilet through the county emergency fund. They admitted that the town is faced with a great challenge as there is no other public toilet for use. The community is concerned that if the rainy season comes without a proper toilet at that site, then the community will experience air and waterborne diseases resulting from poor sanitation. Mr. Speaker, sir, the following observations are made at Mairoinya dump site. 1, it is not fenced. B, it's a lead to a conducive environment for traders due to bad odor. It poses a great health hazard to the kids who go picking refuse as they engage in praise. It has no employee manning it. Currently, it is being manned by a volunteer by the name Wagura, who has no working tools. E, despite the overwhelming work, the town has only 2 cashews assigned to it, occasioning the need for more cashews. F, it was further noted that the town has poor drainage and most of sewer lines were blocked. The committee learned that the garbage truck responsible for the transport of garbage from Mairoinya town to Olkarau got an accident in November 2022 and is yet to be repaired. They are currently relying on the truck from Kinagop. Short-term intervention measures suggested by the community. The community suggested that each and every trader retain his or her garbage in their premise and wait for the garbage truck to pick it. This will hinder multiplication of rats, which were harming and damaging their produce. The community maintained that it is not comfortable with the current dump site location. They pleaded with the county government to intervene and identify for them a dumping site away from their premises. 3, the current That site needed urgent fencing. The proposal on the same has been drawn and reported to the public health officer through the area MCA. Finally, we have committee recommendation. We recommend as follows that the CCM runs and urban development is a short-term intervention should ensure that the Maironia dumping site is fenced to prevent spoilage of the waste product, awaiting purchase of that for the same. 2, that the CCM runs and urban development should ensure that Maironia town has a sound sewerage systems maintenance. 3, that the CCM health services should ensure that additional refuse collection vehicles are purchased. 4, that the CCM health services should ensure that the County Public Service Board engages casual workers specifically for solid waste management in Maironia town. 5, that the CCM health services should come up with a policy on solid waste management which will guide and promote sanitation across all the towns in the county. The 6th, that the county government should ensure that all sub-counties have a dumping site to save on fuel incurred for transportation of waste to Olkarau. In a nutshell, Mr. Speaker, the county government should ensure that all towns across the county have habitable toilets for use by the public. Water should also be available therein to uphold sanitation levels. The county government, the County Public Service Board, should ensure that the number of casual workers who do the cleaning of the county towns is beefed up. Further, these workers should be provided with the protective gears needed for their job. Procurement of a dumping site in every sub-county will serve as a milestone in the county. Resources saved in lieu of fuel consumption, a time wasted to transport all the county waste to Olkarau will facilitate implementation of other programs in the county. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Response due review. Honorable Matimo.
I think my Mr. Speaker, sir, is to really thank the Chairman Health on the work that he's undertaking on behalf of the entire Committee of Health Services. I think that's the spirit that we want, that once a statement is sought, the committee should see to it that within the timelines given, the statement is tabled, issued, and I would really request that Chair Health keep up the spirit. Honorable Mangeshe from Kipipiri Ward. Thank you.
Honorable Obuku Kimori, member from North Kinangop.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to recommend the work that has been done by the Committee of Health Services, and more particularly led by the Chair, Honorable Geshe. And I say, Mr. Speaker, that it is much worrying, Mr. Speaker, to note that the solid waste management policy was drafted back 2015, and up to date, Mr. Speaker, it is not yet brought to this honorable House for approval. Mr. Speaker, the solid waste in Nyandarua is a menace. We realize that, Mr. Speaker, a vehicle carrying a capacity of 10 tons from Magumu, the farthest corner of this county, Mr. Speaker, all the way from Magumu, Mr. Speaker, up to here in Olkarau, Mr. Speaker. This is a matter, Mr. Speaker, need to be discussed. In 21st century, Mr. Speaker, that we realize the county like this one have not yet come up with a legal framework on how they can be able to manage the solid waste, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you realize that some of the components within are things that are usable, Mr. Speaker. You follow the environmental protection rules, you realize that it has 4R, that is reduce, recycle, reuse, and recover. You realize that, Mr. Speaker, something like plastic, something like metal, Mr. Speaker, they can be reused again, Mr. Speaker. But all of them are being brought here, Mr. Speaker, for a waste. That's something that need to be addressed. And Mr. Speaker, I realize that in my ward, I approached the office of the Department of Trade, and we came up, Mr. Speaker, with a way on how we can be able to reduce, or rather use these environmental rules, Mr. Speaker. And we have a very good project that we have already initiated through the Department of Trade, Mr. Speaker, at Ibonyo town, whereby we are going to introduce, Mr. Speaker, an insect called BSF. And we have managed, Mr. Speaker, to go for piloting at the Egerton University, and several professors, Mr. Speaker, in support of that, together with the Trade Department, Mr. Speaker, and something good is cropping up from that project, Mr. Speaker, whereby every town, Mr. Speaker, will be able now to manage their own waste, solid waste, Mr. Speaker. So this is something the county should, through the department and through the cabinet, Mr. Speaker, should be able now to think about it, and we be able, Mr. Speaker, to come up with a way that the money that is being lost, fueling of the vehicles, all the way, Mr. Speaker, from every town and urban areas, Mr. Speaker, that we have within our county. And literally, Mr. Speaker, this should come hand in hand, Mr. Speaker, to making awareness to the public and having the political will, and also, Mr. Speaker, have the public participation, so that, Mr. Speaker, that people realize what should be done within our county, starting from the local level at the urban areas, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm there to support what the committee has came up with, and I believe, Mr. Speaker, that the executive will take it as an agenda at the cabinet level, and they will be able, Mr. Speaker, spearhead this matter, so that, Mr. Speaker, we as an assembly, we are much ready, Mr. Speaker, to ensure that policy is being approved by this honorable house for implementation. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I beg to support.
Well, thank you, honorable member. Honorable Geche, your mic is on. Oh, Honorable Catherine Nyawira, member for County Assembly from Kirita.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Nimesimama kutoa mchango wangu kutokana na hiyo ripoti ambayo imeletwa na kamati ya afya. Kwanza niwapongeze wanakamati kwa kuleta ripoti ambayo inaleta mambo kwa mwendo mzuri. Pia nikiongezea kwa mambo ambayo nimesoma katika hiyo ripoti, niseme wiki iliyopita wakati tulikuwa katika kikao tulipokuwa tunaangalia mpango wa serikali wa miaka 5, kuna mambo kadha ambayo niliweza kuona wamejumuisha hapo. Kwa hivyo niwapongeze kwa sababu hawaleti tu ripoti katika hii bunge tukufu, wanaweza kupanga kazi yao. Kirita ni mahali nimetoka, na huu uchafu huwa unasumbua watu sana. Sijui
hata vile hao watu wa bottom up, wale wa pale chini wanafanya kazi yao, lakini hayo magari ya kutoa hiyo taka yamewekwa. Nishukuru mwenyekiti na kamati yake kwa kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba serikali iliweza kuweka hiyo pesa. Sina mengi, lakini naunga hiyo ripoti 100%.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Patience Manga, Member for County Assembly from Kadara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to congratulate Honorable Ngeshe and his committee member for a commendable job. I would like also to motivate them so that they can continue with that commendable job of conservation, so that our county, in part of conservation, it should be maintained well. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. Honorable members, I have noted that the statement response contains some recommendations. Since no resolution was adopted, I direct that the response be transmitted to the County Executive Committee concerned, and that the committee does follow up on the possibility of implementing the said recommendations. If the committee finds that the department is not willing to implement the recommendations, it shall be free to bring a motion into the House where resolutions will be adopted and the enforcement of implementation initiated. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, under the same order, we have a statement request by Honorable Milka Wanjiru Ndrango, MCA Kirita Wood.
Honorable Milka Wanjiru Ndrango, MCA for Kirita Wood. Honorable Muhendi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to seek leave on behalf of Honorable Milka. She's held up in other matters. Maybe you can send it to another day.
Well, leave is well sought. Clerk, next order.
Order number 8, motions and bills.
Next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we've exhausted the business as indicated in the afternoon order paper.
Honorable members, having exhausted the business of the day, the House stands adjourned until Wednesday, 22nd March 2023 at 9:30 a.m.